Hi, this is Daniel Magnuson. I'm a fifth grade teacher at Lake Area Community School, and my team teacher is John Murphy, and we both teach ELA, English Language Arts and Social Studies. And I felt like it could be really helpful to put a video together that would explain how we structure our Google Meets and what we learned, and also just kind of archive this whole experience and have it for the future. So in this video, I go over the why we use Google Meet, what we're not attempting to do. I talk about instruction planning, the Google Meet itself, launching the session, the slideshow that we use, and then the second half of the video is the actual Google Meet that we recorded. So why incorporate Google Meet? Well, it's really about connecting with the students, having a chance to connect with them and for them to connect with us. The students are incredibly isolated right now, so we just really felt like having Google Meet would help break that isolation for them. The Google Meet allows us to set the tone for the day. We can use the Google Meet to have recognition or celebrations. Just this last Friday, we had students that performed really well on the Lexia reading program, and so we just created a little certificate that we could flash on the screen and then have the students' names on there that performed really well. Those are the little things that you just can't do without doing that live Google Meet format. We can have real-time dialogue with our students, and they can with us. And parents can have an opportunity to join our sessions, and that's happened a few times where we've had our Google Meet and then we've stayed online and then waited, and then some parents have jumped on to just kind of ask some clarifying questions about some things. So another great reason to do a Google Meet as part of your distance learning strategy. So what are we not attempting to do? Well, it wasn't clear to us at first, but by about the second or third day, we realized that the Google Meet is not a time for instruction. We will make our videos of our instruction and upload those separately to Google Classroom, but trying to instruct during the Google Meet it just didn't work for us. All right, so my team teacher, John, and we decided to co-teach. And so John is taking Benchmark, our reading program, and delivering that. And then I'm doing the social studies component. Together, we kind of share on the magazine project. It's very complex and asks the students to write several articles and build what looks like a very realistic looking magazine. John and I work together on the Lexia Core 5 implementation, which is like a supplemental reading program. And then John and I each do our own instructional videos and then combine them into one video that we upload to Google Classroom. Our differentiation specialist at Lake Harriet is Deb Crowitz, and she joins in our Google Meets. And she also takes the lead on our social emotional learning component, which is done through Flipgrid. All right, so moving on to planning. Usually starts a full day before the Google Meet by working on like a draft of the slideshow. And then usually a couple of hours before the actual Google Meet, John and we discuss like what that final presentation is going to look like. John and I discuss the student outcomes, what we hope that they'll learn that day. We develop an agenda that we communicate to the parents, and this agenda gets placed on our website, and it also we put it in an email blast out to parents. And then we use the last hour and a half or so before we start to just put the finishing touches on our instructional videos and then upload those to Google Classroom. As we were about 4 days in, we decided, it's almost like we have two distinct roles happening here in our Google Meet session. And we alternate those roles. So one day I might serve as the host, but then the next day John will serve as the host. But whoever's not hosting really is serving in the role of monitor. So I just want to go through that real quick. So whoever's hosting really is acting as the MC. The host would do the draft of the slideshow a day before the Google Meet. The host is the one that presents their screen. So they have it ready to go, and then they put it on full screen and then do the presenting. So that's the host. The monitor monitors the room and the chat. What we found is it's too hard to present and try to keep an eye on the chat to make sure that cameras are off and what's being placed into the chat room is appropriate. The monitor also creates the attendance assignment. We do our attendance through Google Classroom, so we just create an assignment, and all the students need to do is just go to that assignment, mark it as done, and that's how they do their attendance. There's lots of different ways you could do that, but that's what works for us. The monitor initiates the Google Meet. So if I'm monitoring, I go to Google Meet. So I give it a nickname. I go in, find the invite information, like the link and everything like that. I copy it. I invite my team teacher, John, and Ms. Krawitz. Just before 10 a.m., I paste that link into Google Classroom, into the stream, and the students know that they need to look to the Google stream for that link to pop up, and they click on it, and then they just automatically join our meeting from there. I felt like I had to do it that way because we found that links were expiring, and we were getting emails like, the link's not working. So we just found like, okay, the monitor will start the meeting and then paste the link just minutes before we want to start our session, and that just seemed to like take care of most of the problems. The main thing that we've been communicating to the students is turn off your cameras and have your mics off. Well, when they first come in, a lot of the students have their cameras on, and we've just kind of decided, that's okay. They can come in, they can have their camera on, they can have their mic on. They want to see each other, they want to say hello. And so we just kind of let that happen. But the students have just been really good about, within a few seconds, just turning off their camera, muting their mic, and then waiting for next directions. It took a few days to get there, but we got there. So the slideshow itself, it's important to have the slideshow. It provides structure to the Google Meet. We begin with a writing prompt. It might be like, if you could be any animal, what would you be? Just something simple that they can respond by typing it into the chat. We reveal the agenda for the day. We provide like a visual overview of the instruction. So this is basically like, okay, when we're done with our Google Meet, you're going to go back to Google Classroom and you're going to see a video from us. Well, we might provide some visuals to help them understand what they're going to be seeing in the videos. We bring up a slide to talk about the social and emotional learning. A lot of times Ms. Krawitz is sitting in on our chat with us, and she'll just jump right in and she'll say, hey everybody, this is the Flipgrid topic. Remember to do your video and respond to the topic of the week. So that's really nice. And then we have some sort of closing. Usually it's just like a slide that says questions on it, and then we just communicate to the students that they can leave, but if anybody would like to stay and just ask specific questions, that they can. So let's see it in action. The second half of this video looks at our most recent Google meeting that we had, and hope you find it helpful.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
Good to see you
go.
guys.
Hey.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you all. Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
Good to see everybody. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Mags.
Hi, all.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Hi, Drew. Hi, Isla.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Good to see everybody.
Good morning, Friday joke day.
Oh,
Oh, hi, Ms. Krause.
Yay.
we are gonna have some jokes, I think. Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Good to see you, buddy.
Mm.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the weekend ahead of us. And lots of choices today. It'll be lots of choices.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to probably get started here in a moment. So now is the time to turn off mics and cameras because we're going to get started with our session here. And just a reminder, we are recording our session. So thank you for turning off mics and cameras. I'm going to ask, hey, Mr. Murph, do you want to start presenting your screen?
Yeah, students, I'm going to share my screen. And just a reminder, if you cannot see what I'm about to share here, actually, I'll share it now, and then I'll tell you what's going on. Click on John Murphy presentation. And then you can also click a little pin, I think, on there in the front of the screen, and it'll make sure that's the one in front of you so that you're not missing what I'm showing. All right, I'm presenting my screen now, so people should be able to see it. Here we go. All right, fifth graders, so glad you're here. Just a quick reminder, keep that camera off, and then only chat when you're asked to, and we are recording these. And remember, it's all of us contributing to this lesson going really well, so it takes everybody's participation. We're gonna start with our opener. What is one new thing you learned this week? Type it just one time in your chat. Mr. Magnuson, you could read a few of them out, please.
Somebody was studying about Billie Jean King, a little bit more about slavery. Let's see, I love Ellen. Let's see, somebody's been studying Ellen DeGeneres, so that's what.
Oh, I see. Fantastic. I know different people read different books on, well, of course, on their magazine, they're studying all sorts of things. And then in those different benchmark ebooks, people probably found out a whole bunch of different stuff as well. All right, we're going to move it on. And I know some people have some jokes, but we'll get to that after we talk about our norms and expectations. Thank you, students, for keeping your camera off and your mic muted. Remember, try not to wear pajamas. Try to look like somewhat presentable. I know you're still at home. Try to be in an open part of the room or the house. Any comments should be relevant and meaningful. That means they should be academic. People aren't talking about Fortnite or their YouTube channel. There's no place for that here. We're going to show respect to one another, so let's not put anyone else down. I know some people were not trying to do that yesterday when they were sharing their Lexia levels, but let's keep everything respectful and positive. Any questions that you have, remember, just like we don't blurt in class, don't just type a question into the middle of a presentation. Save it for the end, and we will address all those questions. Thank you. Yeah, because we're all right here in the moment. You should be listening to my voice, looking at this slideshow so that we can get the most out of it. We're not here it's not like a full school day here, so we want to be short and sweet. So ignore those distractions. If students are misbehaving or saying things, don't respond to them. That's not your job. Just try to ignore them. I know it's hard, but just not your job to correct them. So let's make sure we're on our best behavior. People we're writing down names. We're keeping track of who's on, who's off, and we are in touch with families if necessary. Exactly. All right. Agenda, Friday, April 10th. Welcome norms. Good to go. We're going to ask for a few volunteers here in a moment for our joke. We'll remind you about attendance. We're going to shout out to our star readers in Lexia. Then we're going to explain on step 5, time for some catch-up and academic choice. One last reminder about Flipgrid, and then finally questions at the end. So we're going to try this. We're excited to hear the humor and see a few faces on camera in the joke. So remember, the jokes have got to be school appropriate. Hopefully you've practiced them with your families at the dinner table or something. Type your name in the chat window right now, or just type me in the chat window if you want to tell a joke.
Yep. So I've got Grace. Let's see here. We got a lot coming in. So Grace.
And now remember, we're only going to choose just a handful here, so Henry. We can't get everybody. And you're going to be on camera in front of a whole bunch of people here. So, Mr. Magnuson, do you want to pick the first name?
Yep. So we have Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, I saw, and then I saw a Rowan and Sammy with an I. Those were the names that I saw respond first.
You are being given permission right now to share your camera and your mic and give us your joke.
Ready? So, Ron, do you have a joke for us today?
Have you guys seen the first Frozen? Just a quick question.
I
yes.
have.
Yes, you have.
I wasn't
Okay.
sure if it was part of your joke or not.
No. So knock knock.
Who's there?
You.
You-hoo.
Ooh.
Yoo-hoo! Big summer blowout.
Nice.
No, and that was my joke.
Grace is ready, I think.
Grace,
sorry,
are you ready?
it's hard for me to unmute and stuff. Okay.
That's okay. We're all
Okay,
ready.
it's actually like a pun. I wasn't sure if this would count, but it was like it's kind of quarantine related. So it's waddle. It's like a penguin thing. It's what'll I do without you guys?
Oh.
Nice. What'll I do? I like it. I like
Okay,
it. Very
bye.
good. Thank you, Grace. That was well done. Well delivered. Good time. So now we've got Henry and
Oh, he's
Sam.
ready. Henry's ready.
Henry, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Okay, so what's a T-Rex's least favorite reindeer?
What?
Comet.
Yeah, that's good. I get it. Nice. I like that. All right, Sammy, I see you. Why don't you go ahead? Take the floor.
3 dinosaurs are stranded on a desert island. They're the last 3 dinosaurs on Earth. They find a magic lamp on the ground, and a genie comes out and says, I have 3 wishes to grant. And so there's 3 of you, so it works out perfectly. The first dinosaur says, I want a big, juicy piece of meat. So he gets one. The second one says, I want a short rain of meat. So it starts raining meat. The third one, not to be outdone, says, I want a meteor shower. And then they all die.
I like it. That was good. Very good.
Couple dinosaur jokes in there.
Yeah,
All
we got
right.
a dinosaur theme going on. Nice.
Hey,
Mr. Murph, do you have a good joke?
I have a fact actually. I heard French fries. People assume that they were first made in France. They were actually first cooked in Greece.
Oh, I got the joke. I didn't get the joke. Now I got the joke. Oh, that was good. Now it went way over my head, but then all of a sudden it was like, I got it. I got one for you guys.
Go ahead, Mr. Magnuson.
So, why did the guy get fired from the orange juice factory?
Why?
He couldn't concentrate.
Oh. All right. 5th graders. Thank you so much for sharing those jokes. It's not an easy thing to be doing. So nice job with that performance. So people did a fantastic job about this yesterday with attendance. Every day there's going to be a new Google Classroom thing in the stream, and it's going to say attendance, Friday 4/10. All you have to do right after this meeting is over, go in there and just click mark as done. You don't have to actually put any work in there, but it's just so that we can take roll and make sure everyone's here. I'm confident that everyone's here, but we just got to make sure of it and keep track of it by pressing mark as done in Google Classroom. So people are doing a great job of that. Keep it up so that you're getting credit for being here. Okay, on to the next one. Woo, star readers. So in Lexia, we asked people on Monday to go in and take the Core 5 test. And then an expectation is that you're going on to Lexia every day and doing it for about 20 minutes. I know some of you do something similar in math, like with Dreambox. And Mr. Magnuson and I took a look at all the students who are going into Lexia. And a few of them, if you're counting 20 minutes each day, that's 25 days, that'd be like 80 or 100 minutes. But some students are going above and beyond and getting more than 150 minutes, which we wanted to acknowledge right here, right now. So our Friday recognition for Lexia usage goes to
Riley, Anna, Logan, Fiona, Naya, Sabrina, Eddie, Grace, Joshua, and Gianna.
Now, all these students had more than 150 minutes. I think like the very top had over 300 minutes of activity, which is like, I can't even comprehend, but I'm so proud of that. That's a great job. Friday catch up. So here's the deal. Friday, we're not giving you any new work. Read our lips. No new work. All right. Friday is a day for you to catch up on things over the week. This is our first week of doing this distance learning. So we want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on and they've taken care of business. But these were the 4 things we asked you to do this week. The good news is everything is in Google Classroom. All right. So every time you're looking for something, go into Clever, go into Google Classroom, and you'll have to just scroll down to Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday and find these assignments and just check up that you've done what you needed to do. Then some of you all-stars are done. You're like, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Mags, I did all this stuff. What are you talking about? Great. If you're done with everything, you're going to have the opportunity to do a little bit of academic choice today. So if you're not familiar with academic choice, it looks like this. We're going to have a menu where you're going to choose what you want to do. Mr. Magnuson, do we have links for these on
Yep.
on Google Classroom?
So we linked them to the attendance for today.
Now, I know you can't actually click on this slideshow, students, so I'm going to click on it myself, and I'll just show you. Probably some of you have seen this before, but it looks like this. It's a Google Doc, and it has a list of like 9 things that you can do. Here, this is the literacy one. So there are 9 different things that you might go after. It could be just like read a book, easy. It could be write a story, great. It could be go into BrainPop and like learn something new. Today is the due date for your Flipgrid responses. Ms. Krawitz, do you want to share anything about this?
So almost everybody has responded. It's pretty cool. 63
Awesome.
of Murphy's students in both blocks, 61 of Magnuson's. So the fun thing is today, if you have nothing to do and want a break, just go and watch the Flipgrids of what your classmates have said. It's pretty cool just to hear what everybody's been doing. So just as a reminder, some of you filmed your Flipgrid from your bedrooms. And so again, we're going to follow the same protocol. So I would film yourself next time in your living room, in your kitchen, in a public area where you study, not on your bed. Okay, sound good? But they were fabulous to listen to, and thank you everybody for going with it and trying something new. I think you guys had fun too. So thank you. And then there'll be a new prompt on Monday, due Thursday. There's no school next Friday. So if you have a prompt idea, you can email me too. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ms. Krawitz. You might be noticing a pattern. Almost everything that you need to find to do some of this remote learning, distance learning, is in Google Classroom. So that should be the place that you're going for pretty much every question you might have. How do I get this? Where's this? Where do I find it? Google Classroom is the place. All right. Flipgrid included. So if you understand what we're asking you to do, if you finished all your work, or if you need to go back and check in Google Classroom and do it, you can go. If you have a question, we're going to open it up now. Remember, type your question. Don't just blurt it out.
Yep.
All right.
We'll be here for now. So we're down to about 60 people in our meeting. So the attendance is in Google Classroom. It's a live link. It's going right now, so you can do your attendance right there.
Somebody asked, how do I write in the slavery worksheet?
So watch the video, and the video I sent yesterday has me walk through how to go into BrainPop, how to click on the worksheet, and it will turn green, showing you that you're able to type your answers right there. But it gets a little tricky. You have to save it as a PDF, and I explained that in the video.
Yeah. Morgan asking about the magazine project. Morgan, the magazine Article 3, I think, is going to be probably due next Thursday. I can flex that as necessary, but you should be taking notes on your Article 3, and then just go ahead and start typing it up when you are done taking notes. So just work towards getting your draft of your Article 3.
Exactly. Do we have to do Lexia? If you didn't hit 80 minutes for this week, then I would say you should do Lexia. Emmett, I'm going to make writable PDFs and I'm going to attach into Google Classroom for worksheet C and D. I'm going to probably work on that today or over the weekend. Okay, see you, Jackson. Okay, yep, see you, Emmett. Yep.
I think we could open it up now since there were like 7 or 6 students.
Sure.
So students, if you have a question, you could turn on your mic and ask it. Let's not interrupt each other though.
So if I'm done with Lexia and the BrainPop thing, what do I do?
If you're caught up on stuff, it sounds like you could just choose what you need to work on next. You could keep working on your magazine Article 3. You could go on to Benchmark and keep reading the ebook. You could just read a paper book. You could journal. You could just write. So I think you've done everything you need to do. So now just choose something to do. Aiden?
Oh, Aiden, you can put your mic on, Aiden, if you have a question.
Okay. So for the magazine project,
Yep.
Mr. Manson, do do you have to, can you write the thing that we're sending to you on the actual magazine template, or do you have to write the informational thing?
Oh, basically you're saying, I'm ahead. Can I just share my template with you, like the actual magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just further ahead. That's all. So what I was telling the students is that Google Doc where you have your actual writing, that's what you would share with me.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. I think we're down to just the three of us.
Done.